It was like fucking enlightenment, dude. It was just like I was just like looking at the guys in the background, chubby, derpy guy holding 2 swords in the background.
He was meant to be something better.
It was like, dude, yes.
Warning, this Bleach podcast features mini spoilers from the upcoming anime arc 1000 Year Blood War. So if you've not read the manga or you do not want to hear spoilers for the upcoming arc, viewer discretion is advised.
What is up? Welcome to Bleach Boys number 27. We are still going through the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc. We did episodes 244 to 250, which puts us, I would say, probably solid halfway mark.
Yep.
Judging based on the total right turn of a direction this arc is going, it's just throwing everything out the window.
Yeah.
All the good stuff, they just stopped caring.
Yeah, so we kind of get to finish the rebellion part of the Zanpakuto. I feel like that's said and done. Then we get to go to the Yamamoto part. Then we still don't know what the deal with Byakuya is. Mm-hmm. Now Muramasa is on his own and he's going to go find this Koga guy who's not the correct Koga because the Bount is the Koga guy that was there first.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
So
we're still waiting for him to show up.
It's all over the fucking place. And, who the fuck is this Koga guy? And then we get a fucking absolute lore dump of a flashback, right?
Yeah, and we're still in the middle of it.
Yes.
It's actually incredible.
So it's actually crazy. We learn a lot, and we find out that Yamamoto's Bankai, or Shikai, is just stupid.
It's just fire.
It's broken.
I would say that's one of the biggest takeaways from this episode for me is it makes no fucking sense and it's stupid.
I like so basically all the Zanpakuto have rebelled, which is Zanpakuto
the name of the
Rebellion.
arc.
They said it at one point too. These are the Zanpakuto rebelling.
Yep.
Uryu, top tier character by the way. Everyone gets a physical form except for the Genryu size. It's just a big old ball of flame that attacks people.
And then just to kind of rewind a little bit before we get to the really what
juicy
the fuck
part.
moment.
Yeah, good
is
point.
Kenpachi goes full cringe mode at the beginning. First, he gets a new voice actor.
Yeah. We found out why though.
So for
underpaid.
little lore dump, the original voice actor who also did Jiraiya,
and we're watching in dubbed. It's worth noting.
In the dub, yes. Was dicked by Viz Media, I think, and just walked off. So in the middle,
which fair play to him.
Yeah.
I don't blame the
Good
original
kudos.
Kenpachi guy at all.
So, you know what? I was gonna say, do you think it was because his voice actor, they didn't show him up? But they did this in Japan first, so I mean, unless they did the exact same situation where they dicked both voice actors for Kenpachi.
What was the line? He was like, he showed up, Kenpachi had his big entrance, and he told Yachiru to get off of him. I'm gonna go rampage or something.
I'm
about to rampage.
It's like, come on.
What's up, guys?
Not to mention the animation was a little off too.
Seriously, it's so weird because if you watch our last Bleach Boys podcast, Josh is ranting. I swear the animation is so much better, guys.
And the voice acting.
I swear the voice acting was better.
Voice acting and the
if it was
animation.
any better, it just took a fucking nosedive with these episodes we watched.
They literally listened to me.
It was
they're like,
crazy.
nah, we can't make you happy.
They just decided, you know what? We're kind of over this whole Muramasa part. We're not going to really put effort into it anymore. We're just going to fucking nosedive down.
I feel like, as somebody, I've talked about it before on like the normal podcast, World of Warcraft Draenor, they just realized we did okay, we were doing good, and then they just stumbled on themselves and they're like, you know what, we're just going to force the next story. And that's what they did here.
It's just so weird. And it's like, they drag out some of the parts. Like, obviously, they're like having this big, the Zanpakutos are all invading Soul Society again.
And it was like a huge fight right now.
Yes. And it's like everybody's all over the place. It's like they're doing this huge thing. Yeah. And then you find out that they're all really right next to each other somehow.
I remember during the watch party last time, we were watching, it was like, wow, I like how, what was it, Soifon? Yeah. Don't leave this area, and they just all deuce out to different fucking spots, and then we find out that they actually did follow.
Yumichika just doesn't want anyone to see his
they all left the same direction though, like in the same distance. Mm-hmm. But Yumichika's the only one that's fucking 2 fucking towns away.
Yep.
Yeah, and we don't know what happened to Ikaku.
Yeah, they did mention he was found somewhere when they were like, we found Izuru and we found Ikaku.
Madarame, because he was beat up and he just smiled as soon as his captain came. He's like, you're fucked.
Yeah, and you know what? It was super weird because we got the introduction of Obisuke last time. We were all hyped, and he comes in. We see Kenpachi explode in the background. We're like, he's finally here. Turns out he exploded underneath Obisuke.
Yeah, that was another distance thing. Like, what the fuck was that?
And then
AOEs,
right
dude.
after Kenpachi's like, I'm here. We see the fight that's happening with Byakuya, Ichigo, Rukia, all the people literally in the center, like, you're 5 feet away.
Yep.
And we don't know how in any ungodly world, because they explain why Kenny was gone. He was fighting Hollows.
Yes.
But he was somehow secretly
lost.
able to get into a building and then explode.
It makes no sense. Yep. It makes zero sense.
He teleported into there. Yachido has that power.
Dude, a lot of what happened in these episodes, it was just like, none of this makes sense. It's just like.
And it wasn't even like an agreeable, like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. It's just, we allow that. No, it was just, huh?
It was just all over the place, And we get, of course, the the whole Kenpachi thing, he's for some reason animated weirdly, like Jose was saying.
Yeah, just
he just
awkwardly.
looks fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yumichika's Shikai is still in full effect being used on Yumichika,
While
which you
they're
find
having
out you can
full-on
apparently just cut it
conversations.
with your Zanpakuto.
Yeah.
No.
Like, what an awful fucking thing.
We didn't find out that. We found out that Bakudo number 31, Shakaho, is the number 1 destroyer of all Shikai.
That's probably the first one.
Yeah,
we
well, he
learned.
cut
Yeah.
his Shikai.
Yeah.
He did a bomb and then started cutting ribbons.
So he
off.
cut his
So he cut
Shikai.
his Shikai.
Okay.
So that's what we're getting at.
I'm saying that Hinako didn't have a fucking chance against fucking Shakaho.
Against nobody. 'Cause,
really.
yeah, everybody
I mean,
uses Shakaho. It's
it's
like we get
stupid.
to see it 7 more times this
It
episode.
didn't work against Asagi Jizo.
Oh my god.
Heaven for
Yes.
fucking bed.
He's just that
It's
made me
just like,
mad.
cool, that's fun. That's
Yeah.
it's like that's wonderful. It's just all of it was just like they're kind of trying to do kind of like meta, kind of like Yumichika Shikai is like, oh, you're in Kenpachi squad and you're always holding
Yeah.
back, you stupid idiot.
You're a push.
But then it's like they have the other guy, like they bring up the flaw of main character, and then the main character's like, yes, I know my own flaw, but I'm not going to change my flaw. And that's
Exactly.
been the battles every time.
And then I kill my Zanpakuto.
Same thing, fucking Momo's Shikai bringing up Aizen.
Yup.
She's like, yes, I know, but I'm still going to give him a chance. Like,
Okay, well,
Momo, the fuck is wrong with you?
It's
Exactly.
Momo. Come on.
Rangiku is like, oh, all you want to care about is women. You're so stupid. Or men. Yeah, that's okay. I like doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? It's like, what? They're trying to give these nice learning moments, and nobody is learning from them at all.
For the Momo and Rangiku, their Zanpakuto are still alive.
Yes.
For
Yep.
some unstupid. It's
Byakuya
bullshit.
freed them.
Byakuya
Yeah.
freed them.
Yep.
But they have done nothing of importance this entire time, and they're pretty worthless against the opponents they go
Yes.
up against.
Dude, yeah, but that's jumping ahead right
But
now.
they fucking they have the same problem. Fucking Hinako's like, ooh, that's a guy over there.
Yeah.
I like that. Like,
They try to teach these lessons, and it's like it kind of comes to I don't know, to the point with Yumichika once again. His battle, as Yumichika defeats his Shikai, he's like, "Oh, we're so similar. It's disgusting." It's like,
yeah.
well, obviously,
They're
like,
part of you.
But they changed that dynamic. Originally,
Yes.
it's like, I just want to kill you. And
Yep.
then they're like, now I want to teach you a lesson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
pretty
kind of
much.
and it's like now it's like, oh, I left you because I don't like this one major character flaw, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. And then
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you should just change this one flaw. Never.
Yeah, exactly. That's my
Accept-
ninja way.
Accept me as I am.
Because
Break.
like once again, comes to my problem with fillers is they cannot physically change anything. So it's like
Yeah.
these
Oh.
character flaws that they're bringing up, where it's like you would be so much better as a person if you just accepted your Shikai. I'm talking about Yumichika.
Yeah.
If you just accepted your Shikai and just used it, and he's like, no.
You know what they should have done? They should have just gone with the bloodthirsty murder control because
Yeah.
you're right. They try to do that. You can't change the character development at
Yep.
that point. I would also argue, and I've said it before, I would prefer to develop something that was already there. Like there's some like it's Shad and Uryu's maybe friendship. We could develop that friendship in the fillers.
Yeah, they pick up guitars.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that, but not, hey, we're going to like break your character mold and see like, can you grow as a person? Oh, yeah, but then you're going to come back in the next arc
Yeah.
and it's going to be,
You're
You're
gonna
gonna
be
be the exact
identical.
same.
we already fucked the timeline. We
I
can't
mean-
fuck your character up.
It could be just like what Sam said a couple episodes back. Get an Elseworld story. Do whatever the hell you
Well,
want
just
with it.
straight
Kill
up say,
people.
like, all
You're
you gotta do is say, hey, listen, this is in Universe B. Like,
Yeah.
this is what this is gonna be. So now we have free reign to do whatever we want. It's
What
like,
if
and it's like,
Zanpakutos were just
okay,
chickens or
cool.
some shit?
Yeah,
I don't know.
totally something else. It could be
You're free to take it.
it could be 100% something else. Just like, we're changing the rules because we own this world. Sorry.
So just to get our point across, Wabisuke gets killed in one shot. So anyway,
Yeah.
That
and
shit
that's
was
how
funny,
pretty much
though.
how they talked about him.
Yep.
We go from there almost immediately to them saying, "Oh, hey, Yoruichi knows where
Yep.
Head Captain Yamamoto is. I just don't know where Muramasa is."
It's not even like I know where he is. I'm pretty sure this is where he is.
Yeah.
And it was like, Yoruichi, what are you good for?
But she literally, I'm on a semantics. She said, "I only know where Head Captain Yamamoto
Yeah.
is," and then you see next scene, Muramasa standing next to Head Captain Yamamoto.
Yup.
And they kind of fuck you because they're like, he walks off with Byakuya. He's like, I want to show you something. And then, of course, it's Head Captain Yamamoto.
Yeah.
But then he walks back, runs into the other Shikai. So it's like, is it just one big cave that you're all hanging out in?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
So
pretty
Yoruichi
much.
just needed to find one place. And it's like, oh, hey, I found it. What's
Yep.
up?
I'm glad we found
And then
out
we
what
got
she
the
was
hooded
doing.
figure.
Oh no, we didn't. Don't lie to me like that.
We will never figure out who the
No,
hooded figure is.
we
for
got a
many,
hooded figure. We didn't get to see
many,
who it
many,
was.
many more episodes, I'm sure. Because holy shit.
and it's gonna be the number one character.
Because now, you know,
Oh.
it's like they're in a fucking spot now. Because let's talk about the giant right-hand turn that happens.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they set up this whole Muramasa thing that we've been talking about. It's like, oh, he's eating Vastalordes. Like, this
Yeah.
is crazy. He's
totally
like,
random shit.
taking all the Zanpakuto, which is really cool because then you
Yeah.
get to see the Zanpakuto spirits come to life. Turns out, fuck that.
Yep.
That's not what we're doing anymore. I hate the Zanpakutos. I hate the Soul Reapers. I hate all you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Instead, what I was trying to do is get enough spirit energy that for some reason that he needed specifically Ichigo out of everybody.
Because strongest.
I don't know why he couldn't also use Kenpachi for that. If we're just taking straight people who shoot energy out of them, Kenpachi.
That's Kenpachi's new power.
Yeah. He's an AoE bomb.
Blow my fucking top off.
So you find out that Yamamoto is just once again the goat of everything because he saw them coming and sealed himself in a barrier and went unconscious.
I would love that ability.
How the hell do you do that? Imagine the rest
you
you
just
get, you just wake up.
Barrier and I turn off.
That's my stress ability.
Yeah. And he's apparently because they show a couple people walking up to the barrier, he's still swirling flames around the inside as well. So if you get close, he burns the fuck out of you.
Yeah, he burned
that was
fucking
pretty badass.
Ichigo's hand. He burned Byakuya's hand. But they... We established at the very beginning, it was like what Muramasa said, we were trying to steal his Zanpakuto, and it said no, so we stole all of yours. He says, we tried to do it, he juked us.
But it was his plan.
So we just stole everyone else's, and we're going to cause chaos.
It was very much a plan B.
But they made it very clear that apparently Head Captain Yamamoto, only in the fillers, has a very nice place to stay at and have captain's meetings. But in the real world, when we have real captain's meetings, we're just in a shed in the backyard where anyone can listen to our meetings.
How big do you think that room is?
He's got a nice room in the real ones too.
No, but remember,
someone was
before Nanao.
Lisa.
So you're talking the flashback.
The flashback, but that wasn't canon, and we've had him talk there before where it was like, we're in this one room.
I think in flashbacks it was a lesser room, but canon,
we went flashbacks.
But we're not in flashbacks in that situation.
No. Okay, let me point it out. So in the very beginning of the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc, we see Muramasa and all the people walk up, and he's in that grandiose room.
Yes.
And then when we go to the flashbacks, when we're
starting like his quarters, that's where he chills.
But he had the captains in there. But at the very end, we start getting flashbacks, and we're in that room again. But we're not in the fucking shitty-ass dump that anyone can listen to.
But I don't think so. I think you're confusing two rooms. I think the room that we were joking about being a piece of shit was where he held the captain's meetings. That is not the same room where
I think he's got a better room for those, though, but whatever.
Yeah, that's not the same room where he
was...
was...
captain's quarters kind of thing.
He was in the captain's quarters. They showed that in the Amagai arc, too, the same exact room. They've used that same exact room over and over again for people assaulting fucking Yamamoto.
We gotta have
because that's just what they like to do.
Got you.
Don't go in that room or else you're going to get assaulted.
Next issue.
Every arc, we're going to go into Yamamoto's room. We're going to fuck him up. And it's
so we gotta take him
that
out.
didn't work out really well. It's just
but we looked at it and
they transport him.
That's what I was gonna say.
No one. It doesn't. That's the one part one of the first parts that doesn't make any fucking sense. How do you transport somebody that's in a barrier that you can't fucking touch?
You pick up the full barrier.
And they made it seem like they had Oh God! There's so much they did. I just remember Kiraku, Shuhei, Joshiro's, and random
hooded
potentially
figure.
Sam came up with a good one. I don't ruin this in the fucking comments for the love of God, but we think it's Unohana's.
Yeah.
Right? It's
the obvious one because they were the three main captains that haven't been in battle yet.
But that one did absolutely fuck nothing except for
ran away.
Go this way.
Yeah.
Ichigo, it was super weird.
Follow me. Ooh.
But they so we get introduced to their Zanpakuto, which is cool, kind of, and then they die.
Not really.
They die.
It was just once again it calls into question how much have they planned this out.
Yeah.
Because Jose was asking, the moment Chill Captain it goes in to fight his Zanpakuto, Jose's like, oh, is that Nanao's? Is that Nanao's? And it's like, I don't think they planned that. I just think that's just both of his swords. It is what it is. And then he also gets his Shikai back out of nowhere.
No, he's just fighting. He's like, well, you know what? This is what my swords are for. How'd you get those?
Yeah. And then he talks about the sizes.
Yeah. And they don't look different in size.
Yeah, it was kind of like they start these fights and then same thing where it's like everybody kind of realizes that, oh my God, they're stalling us. And, and they're just ridiculous fights. The whole time I was like, it's just ridiculous. I can't take any of these fights seriously.
Taken out Heineko and Momos.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So that fight you can't take seriously at all. And then it's Ukitake is just fucking around with his.
I thought that was kind of funny. I had a good time with
Chill
that one.
Captain, same sort of thing, just randomly is getting his Shikai back and
whatnot. Did they ever establish Ukitake as Shikai before this?
No.
So they're just making shit up.
Yeah, well, all they do know, I think, is that he can Oh no, that's in the fight against Stark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't.
So
think
they don't
yeah.
know. They know what it looks like, but I don't think they know
I think they're just
what it
making
does.
shit up. But it's like the whole point. What I remember of this arc is like, oh, like Tite Kubo like kind of gave them like hints and like here's what it'll look like. Like
he also told them that Kazashine was made to reap Soul Reapers' lives.
I think he helped them design the Zanpakutos.
Because I mean, he ends up reusing Kiraku's in the
That's right.
1,000 Year Blood War.
I couldn't tell because I've seen that artwork where he's talking with people and her is behind him. I was like, oh, okay. But you guys have brought up. I thought that was just another filler arc where they're like, hey, that's the only time we can bring these characters in. Also, we can only use people's names that are Koga.
Yeah,
like we gotta throw those in.
Oh, but do not Google it if you haven't gotten that far either.
That's a spoileroni.
Yeah, me and Sam dicked ourselves.
Well, I dicked myself, and then you joined the crew.
Yeah, he's just like,
I told you not to.
We were like, oh, is it Koga? Like, is it the same name as the Bount? Sam shoots himself in the face, and he's like, oh, suck, and that sucked. And I'm like, I gotta know now.
Yeah.
And
no, you can't be in the misery train. Then you did it to yourself.
Yeah, you did it to yourself.
It was a good.
It's like I get the purple heart, and then you shoot yourself. It's like, can I get one?
I'm
it's like
with him,
no.
though.
It's like no.
He's just like, damn, dude, I want to know what Sam did. I want to try it.
Meanwhile, Jose's just over on Brave Soul, just like, what's going on?
well, I got good news. I do have the Super Nell that Sam has. So
it's actually the cool person only, best person in the game, Super Nell that only the coolest people get.
We've actually ordered 2 King suits to come in.
They actually send that to you for free when you get them.
That's right. I'm so sorry.
Mine got lost in the mail though. It's Funimation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You hate to see that.
We're doing a crossover episode.
Yes. Go watch the podcast.
So I mean, back to the whole fucking cave raid that we've just hopped into. We're kind of skipping all over the place, but fuck it, because they throw the whole plot out the window.
I think we're pretty accurate to how the story was being told.
At the end of the cave raid, Muramasa is like surprised, as we mentioned, waiting for Ichigo. He fucking absorbs some of the Getsuga, but then also like directs it back into the barrier of Yamamoto and destroys the barrier.
Keep
and
the magic cylinders it.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's of course when we find out, as we already mentioned, that it was reverse card. He's like, oh, all of this was a giant act that I was doing, and you guys are fucking morons.
Imagine being able to come up with that kind of snenario when you realize that Head Captain Yamamoto has the ability to create mindless barriers for himself.
I was thinking, because obviously we get a big flashback coming up that we're going to have a lot to say about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they basically say that Muramasa's ability, even as a Zanpakuto, was to control other Zanpakutos.
Yeah.
What would have happened if he did that on Aizen? Like, how does that...
I was wondering.
Yeah.
How does that work? Because, like, they're both kind of similar, whereas they control something of somebody else's.
Yeah.
So it's like, how, like, where... I would love to know what the go-to is,
I'm more concerned if they thought his powers were that bonkers and they're just like, it has to be destroyed. Why didn't they do that to Aizen's?
Because they didn't know him when
they talked.
I think I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna old Captain Kuchki me.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Yep.
Aizen has no heart.
Yeah. Fucker. He's better at fucking hiding it.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but I want to, before we even get to the flashbacks and stuff, they obviously he takes Yamamoto's fucking Zanpakuto, and Muramasa's like, later. He leaves with Byakuya and fucking Byakuya's Zanpakuto. And then he does a big fire cage. Basically, it turns the fucking mountain into a volcano. Where it's just like fire spitting off the top of it.
Just what Josh is doing if anyone's watching.
So they do the big fire thing, and there's probably 4 of the most powerful captains in there that you could get.
Yup.
Yeah.
You got Ukitake, which I think, both of their actually guys got broken.
Literally in one shot.
So yeah, they both. So Ukitake, you got Chill Captain, Yamamoto, Ichigo, and fucking Yoruichi is there as well.
There, yeah.
So you have a lot of really strong people in there. Yoruichi and Ichigo both identify a spot in the ground where they're like, oh, we'll just go under and go out. But then Yoruichi goes down there, blows a hole, and is like, cool, let's go. And then fucking Momo and Matsumoto Shikai show back up.
Well, they didn't get the hint that they were betrayed.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, we're back to fuck you up. But they keep like closing the shit behind her. Like, why do they care? Like,
they are smart.
It doesn't make any
it's
sense.
Storytelling, Sam. Don't you know how good storytelling
and
is?
Like if fucking Yoruichi could break through, then surely Ichigo could break through as well.
Yeah.
He has his Zanpakuto.
But they established, so they're trying to break out of the fire, which apparently is living and can fucking, the moment you fly too high, it just...
Yep.
It's like a reverse heat heat sending missile.
Venus
I don't
flytrap.
know. But they can't get out. And so we get a Getsuga Tensho right into it, does nothing. But then
hollow mask and then instant incineration.
Well, he couldn't
he
even get through. But then we had fucking Ukitake. He's just slashing shit and it's work. No, Ukitake did a fucking Hado.
Yep.
Blows a massive hole and then oh, it's doing nothing. And Chill Captain is full slashing fire and it's working.
Yeah.
And then Ichigo's Getsuga does nothing. I was like, what's the power scale here? What's going on?
But then as he's about to die, who comes and saves him?
Oh.
Hitsugaya. It's
we kind of called that,
but
right?
It was kind of random though.
Obviously.
But why would he jump in there?
Yeah, it was really dumb.
It was just, but it was like we're talking. It's like all of a sudden this arc that has been really, really good so far has turned super obvious and super like, I bet this is gonna happen next. Oh wow, look at this. This is crazy. Whoa.
No, you know what? They throw you for a loop because they're like, hey, remember how you thought this was gonna happen? We'll do it, but they have brain dead cells. And it's like we have Hitsugaya flying from the top, and he's got fucking Hiromaru, like Jose's saying, and then they jump in. And then they're like, cool, we did some pew pew. You know what we're gonna do?
We're
gonna
stuck.
hop in that fucking crater with you, homeboys. We're gonna hang out in here.
It just doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. And it's like Ichigo trying to escape makes no sense. Because,
it was trash.
He's supposed to be super fast. So why can't he outrun Flame?
And then Hiromaru goes Bankai?
Yeah, they go Bankai, which is just a raw dragon, which is cool. And then you think, oh, Hiromaru's going to fight Captain Yamamoto's fire type. He knows about his fire type. They're going to be like, yeah, clash.
No, I didn't think that
I
far
just have a genuine question that it's like, so... as we said, Hitsugaya jumps into the thing, and the way they get out is they freeze the fire with using both Hiromaru and Hitsugaya at the same time.
Yeah.
And then Ichigo does a Getsuga, which blows a tunnel through, and then Ichigo just fucking flies out. Like, that's just how he gets out. Why could Ichigo not do that 3 more times and let everybody else go out first? And then he would go in last.
You see, this is a...
and then you would just have Hitsugaya stuck in there.
No. Oh.
But it's like he would be fine. He's got ice. Like, what's he can make a sweet little ice hangout down there. He can just hang out there for days.
You just come back and they're sipping tea.
He can go in and join the fucking fight with Yoruichi. Say, hey, how's it going in here?
It's just like none of it makes any sense. And it's like once Ichigo leaves, like the last word we get from Yamamoto is like, oh, time to punish my Zanpakuto for rebellion. And he
pulls it out.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, are you kidding me? He could have done this the whole time.
And it's like, well, why do we wait for Ichigo to leave to do that? Like,
the only
he doesn't want Ichigo to see, some bad blood,
I think it was a good ending where Sam brought it up to everyone's attention. Yamamoto shat down Ichigo's throat.
Yeah,
he did.
He totally did.
It's like,
your fault.
If you feel guilty for what you did, maybe you should go clean up your shit.
Like, because I think he tells him we're gonna send Ichigo out, and Ichigo's like, why me? And he's like, well, if you feel responsible for what you did, you should probably take care of it.
Yeah.
And then Ichigo has a flashback to him getting the barrier broken, and he's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah,
he's
so
like, fuck.
Hitsugai's coming in real quick.
The big boss man, right?
It's like, yeah, I did that. I fucked that up.
And they kind of like, I love when the captains are like, oh, it's time to show why we're captains kind of thing. They do that. They have Ukitake, Kafa Blood, or not Kafa Blood, Chill Captain, Yamato.
Who? What?
Yamato. Oh my God, what the fuck is
wrong
happening?
with this guy?
Did I just fucking die? Yamamoto, Hitsugaya, and they're just like, it's time to show why we're captains. And it's like, yeah, but you guys all did stupid shit this entire time.
100%.
Oh,
you guys were
not only that.
100%.
Remember, the bad guy leaves to Karakura Town, and these guys are like, what could be there? I don't know.
The whole timeline comes into play here because that's what I'm talking about. It's bullshit.
I was just like, we asked at the end. Sam brought it up. He's like, okay, so what was his purpose? Like, they threw out his entire bad guy lines now.
Yep.
And he's just yeeted it. The reason I brought up, I want to bring something up. Do you remember who Kenpachi was fighting?
Yeah, he was.
Where the fuck did that happen?
And I said that when we were watching it, that like he goes big, so he's fighting fucking Komamuru's Bankai now.
Yeah.
And he busts a hole through the mountain. I said that. I was like, oh well, look, now there's a giant hole to leave. It's like, we're good.
Where's the fire pit?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. I've already said this a million times.
Sorry,
None
Sam,
of it makes any sense.
None
of it makes any sense.
You're triggering the man.
And then like we talk about too, that fucking Yamamoto's lieutenant's Shikai is there as well.
Yeah.
And Kenpachi is like, oh, I know who you are to Komamuru's Zanpakuto. And he's like, that's why I took out that other one instantly, which he just one-shotted, by the way.
Which they never showed.
Absolutely one-shotted.
They just...
Last we saw was him sliding off screen, and it's like, oh, yeah, his Zanpakuto broke, by the way.
And then they have a picture of his broken Zanpakuto. You're like, what?
So then Komamuru's goes Bankai, but then it's like, that is so fucking ridiculous based on what we know in 1,000 Year Blood War. That is ridiculous. He is a captain-level Zanpakuto as well.
Yep.
That is absolutely garbage bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
The only out I could give is like, oh, he's like lightning type, so he's like in a cave. It's not really going to work very well.
Yeah.
But still, that's bullshit.
Every time
At
he
least
was
he'd
brought
be
on
super
screen,
fast.
I think his character literally is a meme. I've said this. I think he's written as a meme. Every time his Zanpakuto showed up, it's like, nope, get out of here.
I'm gonna start carrying the flag for him and the Bounce, dude, because that's bullshit.
Yes,
I agree. I like Sasuke.
Like what the fuck?
Uncovered truths.
What
you say?
the fuck? It makes no sense.
Oh.
And it's just that the whole fucking cave raid thing was just like, oh, look at these really strong characters that you know are super, super strong. We're going to put them up these other characters who are not very super,
and we're just
super
going to
strong.
have them play around the whole time.
Yoruichi versus Hinako and fucking
Ridiculous.
Momo thing.
So, you know, we do go into flashback after that when we find out that, you know, Muramasa is trying to release, of course, his wielder, whose name is Koga, as we teased at the
Koga
beginning.
what?
Because Koga Kuchiki, which is not to be confused with Koga the Bount.
Yeah,
So,
we're still waiting for his entrance.
if you search for Koga Bleach, it comes up with Koga Kuchiki. So
yeah,
little did you know. If you were wondering if watching this filler, it's like, oh, wasn't there somebody already named Koga?
yeah.
You better put Koga Bleach Bount because because
You'll still probably have that as like the second.
that
search.
shit ain't gonna fly. So,
Yeah.
but this is where the whole fucking timeline gets all fucked because.
Yeah.
You know, you find out that it is the son-in-law to the Kuchiki clan. Yamamoto is there. Those are the only two captains I think we see the
That
whole
you
time.
recognize.
They
Everyone
don't
else
have
was some
Shiller
random.
Ikitake.
I don't think those are captains, Jose. I don't think those guys
those
you
are
kept
just
calling
subordinates?
captains. I don't think
I
those
think
are
they were
captains. I do not think those are
captains.
captains.
They
have
have
the white
captain
robe.
Yeah, but they
robes.
don't have any symbols on them. I
Yeah,
don't think those are
right.
captains.
Yeah,
There's
I
other
don't-
people
I
that
might
wear
not
I
be
think
those.
they're
captains.
Central 46ers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
They should
God.
be
I
dead.
fucking
Yeah.
hate
Fuck
them.
those guys.
Guys,
There's
come
other
back.
people that wear those white robes, and I don't think they're captains.
Yeah.
God,
Because also
I know.
theirs are shorter.
Yeah, that's right. I did,
Oh
it
yeah,
did look
because the
different.
research department also wears white robes.
You know what? It could be Captain Yamamoto's like council.
Yeah.
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 I think that's what it is. Because we would have seen Ukitake
Yeah, but-
and Chill Captain.
Yeah, Ukitake and Chill Captain.
That's where it gets all fucked. It's
They were
like
pretty much there since the beginning,
because
right?
they were so obviously before Ichigo leaves, they kind of Yamamoto explains his point of view of what is
Yeah.
happening. Like,
Mhm.
oh, he's gonna go get his guy who ruined all Soul Society. We barely contained him. Da 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 da.
Wait.
And both
my
Ukitake and Chill Captain are there during this explanation. Like, oh,
They're like,
We didn't
wow.
know about this.
and then it's
Oh,
like, wait,
nani?
you guys have to be there for that. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. Like,
How did they had a full rebellion?
Yeah,
is what
him
he
and
said.
Yes.
him and Unahano, them two and Unahano, they've been.
Oh wait,
Some of
where's
the oldest.
Unahana? Oh no,
she's
never
still
mind.
She's
just
healing
hanging back,
everybody,
dude,
you know.
Sorry,
damn.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Really bad.
They gotta write him off. It's
Yeah.
like fucking take him right out.
We'll
It
never
just
see her
like
Bankai.
you know, there's certain characters when they get into that timeline where it's like those characters I'm pretty sure are around, so
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense for them not to know. Like I like the revelation, I think it's cool. Like oh whoa okay,
Oh.
Yeah.
but then it's like wait, it's like those characters should know. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
100% Unahana, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you know for Chill Captain and Ukitake, maybe it was right in between their time. I don't fucking know.
I feel like
I
Soul
mean, we
Society
could
was
write it
fully
off just
developed.
easily, but yeah.
But it just comes down to, you know, it was a really cool arc with the Zanpakutos coming alive. This is really unique, really cool. And then it goes straight into the filler bullshit
Yep.
where it's the fucking Soul Society being a piece of shit again.
Yeah.
It's 100% that.
We find out that he didn't even do it. Like,
Yeah.
It's just
he was
like,
he was wrongfully accused at that point.
So that's what I was gonna say. Yamamoto says Koga started the rebellion, and then
Yep.
you get the flashback. Koga is stopping the rebellion, and then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have a."
But the rebellion they're talking about is which we haven't seen any flashbacks aside
yeah.
from
You
when
think it's gonna be another separate?
it's gonna be
rebellion?
like
Yeah.
when he actually breaks out and like goes to start the rebellion. Like,
Oh.
yeah, I think that's what that's gonna be
Because they're in the middle of
because
like
they
a
capture him
war.
during the rebellion. Is what
That's
they say,
true.
Yeah.
And basically, they set him up, and he kills the people that are trying to kill him. And
Yep.
they're like, "We caught you!" And he's like, "Wait, what?" And then
The one guy that's still alive, he's like,
Like they need to fucking sort out their justice system. Like
Yeah.
that. This is the problem time and time again. The justice system in Soul Society is fucked.
But
Yep.
this time it was Yamamoto was involved, and
But
they
he
even
wasn't.
said-
He wasn't
directly
involved
No,
in.
but they-
he
no-
basically did it to keep an eye on him and make
Yeah,
sure that he wasn't
yes,
getting in
that's
trouble.
what-
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not
Kuchiki-
directly involved. He
Ah.
basically was like, I've identified a problem child, so I'm gonna put him right underneath me so I can watch him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, "Hey, cool." He's just doing like he was just doing a routine, like, "Oh, cool, we got the last guys, we're all good."
Yeah.
And then the guys who came to tell him that, like, we're actually gonna kill you. Sorry,
Yeah.
mate." And then he's like, "Ooh, whoops."
Yeah.
But once again, just no investigation is being done. Like it's just
No.
nothing at all.
And you thought, okay, so
There is no spirit detective. Where's Yusuke?
yeah, old man Byakuya is just like, just do it, just go along with it, bud.
That's
Well,
another.
I think he was gonna help him
He
out
was
he's.
awful.
Well,
Cause
he
at
was
the-
explicitly was gonna help him out.
Because
Yeah.
we get the scene where he's
But
they're
he does
interacting
not
at the prison.
communicate that to Koga, which is
Yeah.
the problem
Which- yeah.
again.
He
It's
keeps just
Oh,
shit talking.
you know,
communication would solve so many problems.
Yes,
like
thank
everybody in
you.
Soul Society needs to get together. Let's get a therapist on site. Let's
Would
do
you
some
say
counseling.
they should have a captain's meeting?
Yes, they
Yes,
should
at this
100%
point,
have a
yes.
captain's meeting to talk about their issues because
Yes.
One, they need a radical justice reform.
Yeah.
Radical. Then they also need to work on their fucking communication.
Yeah.
And
the hell
why,
butterflies aren't just getting at everybody.
have everybody work in a buddy system or something. Just for starters.
What I was curious about is normally when they have a character like Koga, where they set him up to you don't know how to control your power, blah blah blah. They tend to come off super overconfident, but he the whole time was pretty rational.
Very rational.
He's like, I'm not doing this for any accolades. I just want to do it because we want to bring Soul Society peace.
Pretty much his goal
He just knows he can handle
was just impressing Genrei, which is the old man Byakuya.
which is his father now.
Father-in-law.
Yep. When I think of what he was doing, he's like, oh, I can take them. Kenpachi literally yeets into a crowd. He's like, swingity swing.
But I think one of the big points they brought up, which is what old man Byakuya came down to basically tell him, is they're not attacking so much you as they are scared of your Zanpakuto.
Because it's potentially going to take
where
control over you.
Meanwhile, Kenpachi's like, hey, he doesn't even fucking got one, baby.
Yeah.
He's just a raging madman. We can take him out anytime.
He's rampaging.
You say that,
He's
but I
just
don't think so.
rampaging.
Yeah. But it's looking from the outside, it's like, oh, he's got fucking no Shikai. What do I care? Whereas meanwhile, this guy is very skilled and his Shikai is broken.
Yep.
It's
very
broken.
much so.
They killed the broken Shikai right off the bat when Kenpachi showed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is Aizen level broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very much so.
But it's he was just much more flagrant with it. He was like, oh, I'm gonna use all the time. I'm gonna do this, and that's what even old man Byakuya was like, hey, it's maybe don't do that.
He gives him the Spider-Man, the Uncle Ben talk.
Yeah, it's you gotta play it cool, calm, collected, man.
Yeah.
It's and he's like,
rude
nah.
about it. Yeah. But it was kind of cool. He was the first one to show his Shikai without, he brought it out next to him.
Yeah.
Which was a part of the power. But I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think he would be, if he was a real character, and maybe he is, he's just in the filler canon, do you think he would be a war power?
We're talking specifically about Koga?
Koga.
Oh, yeah. So here's where that gets interesting, because they can just steal the Bankais. That's how they
shit.
Yeah. So it's I think so, but I could see it also being we don't need you and we don't need another liability.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
Because they wanted Aizen.
Who established the war powers? Was it the Stern Ritters?
who decided who they were?
Who said Yamamoto, Ichigo?
Gotta be Yuak or whatever. it was, right?
Because he would have to dictate
It's
everything.
gotta be him.
Yeah.
He's gotta be the one who decided.
I felt like it was gonna be a Central 46 bullshit.
Nah,
thing.
I think he knows better than that.
Yeah.
So,
He's like, I'm in charge here.
but yeah, I think it's obviously broken as shit.
But I mean, if you're saying we could just take his Zanpakuto, his powers, he doesn't use Bankai.
I almost felt and I don't
when
know
his person shows up.
when Muramasa showed up was him kind of doing Bankai. When he was getting surrounded, he actually
Brought him
manifested their Zanpakutos. I feel like that was his Bankai. But I'm not 100% on that. I have no idea.
I mean, we're gonna get to see him now, and then
it's hard.
what we saw was him getting a car to town, almost dying.
Yeah.
Fucking let's not leave out Orihime. I'll give her a little bit of flack for being good to me in Brave Souls, but she absolutely fucked that up.
I knew she was gonna do that
with D team level fucking intelligence.
Everybody has just hit their head on a tree 5 times before fighting.
That looks like a bad guy. I'm gonna heal him.
She's even in the middle of healing him, and he goes, "I'm Ichigo Kurosaki's enemy." Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But you looked hurt.
And then he stands up, dumb bitch.
Yeah, and he starts back. I was like, "Oh, he has the spiritual pressure of a hollow and a rock car." It's like, oh my god.
But then we get
it's ridiculous.
Then
knew
the cavalry arrives, guys.
Yeah.
We get Uryu and Chad.
Apparently Uryu is actually good.
And so, Orihime basically mentions hey, Urahara, or she said someone, and then they show a picture of Urahara, told me that people from the Soul Society are going to be coming here. So why is Urahara not there?
He's
too powerful.
Something.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on.
I wonder if he sent B team and he's like, oh, because Benihime is a big boy.
Top tier Zanpakuto, so I'm not going to let that get
Muramasa's
stolen.
just
And they didn't know anything about it either.
All they would have to do is just hold Muramasa in place for probably 2 more minutes, and he would have been done.
Yeah, he literally was just like, I am right there, guys. Yeah. Please, for the love of God. And Uryu is like, I can shoot you 15,000 times.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we were having a talk, and it's who would win in a fight? Let's say we go, I don't know, what's max power Byakuya? 1,000 year blood war before he gets glacked?
Yeah.
Glacked.
I mean, he comes back even stronger.
Yeah, so that level Byakuya versus Uryu. Who would...
Are you talking A Uryu?
Yeah, 1,000 year blood war Uryu versus, let's go,
if we're talking
Byakuya.
What should be Uryu. Uryu should win every fucking fight. If you were to tell me who I would pick in a fight, Byakuya every fucking day. Oh my god. And I would even say, See, now I'm running into casualties because this is going back to the Ulquiorra fight where
Yeah.
you said Byakuya could beat Ulquiorra.
Yeah. Yep.
We saw Uryu get his
Byakuya
arm
has
snapped.
keto. Byakuya has keto. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, we did see him do some
we
cool
we
stuff.
leave out keto, bakudo. We leave that out a lot. I'm saying those are very useful skills.
He uses
Assuming
Swords
you're
of
not only
Revealing
using
Light all the time.
Shakaho. So.
Shakaho! No, he's got, like 10 more, but he does the cool lightning whip
He knows
thing.
how to use them. Yeah.
He's got cool ones, dude. He's
Yeah.
popping off constantly.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, I remember. I feel like I've heard Zenbone Sakura splits into like the millions, and he just shoots a full fucking cannon beam. Whereas Uryu, you were saying, was like 1,400 per second.
It might be something even more ridiculous than that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it might be like
14,000.
40,000, like something like that.
We don't know. This is in the middle of some weird
Yeah.
filler area. He could be fucking 1,000-year
1
blood
billion,
war arc
yeah.
Uryu at
Yes,
this point.
yes.
And he's keeping up with Zenpon Sakura
Uh-huh,
for the most
yeah.
part. And then he goes Bonkai, he pulls out Steel Schneider and domes.
Oh, this is supposed to just help me concentrate. Steel Reishi.
You're so stupid, dude.
But it's like it's a bad matchup, because he's trying to use the fucking Zenbon Sakura fucking sword bullshit.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I could just take that. Sorry.
Yeah. And then he domes him, but he doesn't dome him. We're never going to get to see the face of fucking Zenbone Sakura, right?
Yeah.
Probably
So they
not,
keep
yeah.
Breaking bits.
they keep like kind of teasing you with this like, oh, what's gonna be under Zenbon Sakura's mask?
do you
I feel
think
like it's
what's gonna be
I feel
under?
like it's a
Yeah.
Kakashi thing where it's
And
like
I'm
it's
just
just
like,
a normal
who
face.
fucking
Yeah.
cares? Like, I don't get why.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Like, why are we caring about that?
because they watch Naruto and they're like, Kakashi's got a mask.
Because I think at the not now, we shouldn't be caring about that shit now, but I think at the beginning we thought, oh, who's behind it? Maybe it's not really Zenbone Sakura,
Yes.
you know? We thought there could be an actual, like, hidden person
You know
behind
what?
it.
They watch the Diamond Dust Rebellion and they're like, oh, we can have 2 Zanpakuto twins.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
do we want to talk about the dual
Oh
wielder
my God, that
Zanpakuto
random dude.
that we saw? So did you talk about it on the podcast, or was it something we talked
I've
about
told
afterwards?
Sam this because my boy Pythe says, DM me this, Wikipedia enlightened Super
Yeah.
Saiyan Josh.
Go ahead.
But 2 Zanpakutos is incredibly rare to the point it almost doesn't exist. The 3 people that are like technically in lore that I know of are Ichigo, but he's special and it has to be special influences. So he's a Quincy, Hollow, and
Fullbringer, whatever, everything else.
Yeah. Ukitake had the left
tw-
hand interval, and so he's basically got his own and then amplified. And then we talked about Nanao, her, and Kiraku. Those are the only 3.
So Josh told me that. I was trying real hard to think of somebody else that had dual
Yep.
wield. I was like, I'm gonna
Amagai.
figure this out really hard. Yeah.
Amagai did. So what we
But
do,
one of his sword was the
Bakudo.
yeah,
the squid.
Koga, Bakudo,
Yeah.
Bakudo, Koga.
Bakugo.
But they do that, and Sam had a
He caught it
full
really
screaming match.
well. He caught it so well.
So we get Muramasa's, like, what Sam's saying
It's
about
when
Bonkai.
Koga is in the middle being betrayed. Like,
And he's just like, oh my God, he has 2, he has 2, he has 2, he has 2, he has 2. And I look, and you see some dirt motherfucker with a bowl cut going, I have 2 Zanpakuto.
yeah.
And so this god tier human being was cut down before his prime.
Yeah.
I want to know his backstory. This is the next filler arc I want.
Hey, maybe it'll
Bowl
be like
cut dual wielder.
maybe he's in the same wiki where you got the Ulquiorra.
It was like
fractionalness.
fucking enlightenment, dude. It's just like I was just like looking at the guys in the background, chubby, derpy guy holding 2 swords in the background.
I just
He
want
was
to leave
meant
the
to be
room.
something
it
better.
was like, dude, yes.
If you remember one of the podcasts, I said the radio stations go to fucking commercial at the same time,
Yup.
and it's a conspiracy theory. This was my conspiracy theory for Bleach. I said, the 2 Zanpakutos is a really rare thing, and then this dude just spits in the face of me and God. And it is... Oof. So... Really, yeah. Tight when you do another filler arc for the 1,000-year blood war arc. Just please throw that guy in there.
I just don't think, love the boy Tight.
I love
tight
him.
with tight.
I don't think a lot of this was very well planned out in advance. So it's like he was kind of just shooting at the hip, which is how I would be writing a manga as well. But it's like that just happens where a lot of the stuff you decide later is
Yeah.
like, ooh, whoops.
Yeah. We
Shouldn't
had
have capped out that guy so
It's
early.
like in Dragon Ball Z where fucking adult Gohan went Super Saiyan again, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, right, he's not supposed to be able to do that." My bad.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I guess he's not supposed to. He gave up his Super Saiyan powers when he went
Super Saiyan 2?
no,
when he
like
went back
the
to
Supreme
school.
Kai
Yeah.
power. Yeah.
It's like I forget what it is, but it's
Like
anymore.
Ultimate Z or Ultimate Warrior or something like that.
wow.
Gohan Z Warrior or
Yeah.
something like
that's
that.
right.
Yeah. And in the movie, he went Super
Yeah.
Saiyan. I think in the Frieza movie.
So they just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and I think like people were like, "Hey, is he supposed to?" And he was just like, "Oh no, he's not supposed to. I forgot. My bad." That's literally it.
I just always think of the red shirt guy that was there for WoW. But so Sam and I had the same moment. Kenny's fighting the Bankai. We're going back just a little bit,
Yes,
but we're
go
fighting
ahead.
the Bankai of Kamameru. And at one point, he gets like an echo effect to his talking because they're in a chamber, and he talks to Yachiru, but you don't see his mouth move, and we're like, oh my god, is he talking to Yachiru? They knew he had his Zanpakuto. Oh my god! And then it's like, no, his mouth starts moving, and then it have the same exact echo
Which
effect.
is dumb because he wasn't in the cave. He was just next to the cave, and they just decided
The
to put the
acoustics
cave
in there are
echo
all
effect.
wrong. They're just wrong.
He was talking into a corner. you
Yeah,
know?
it was just like, okay, sure. Yeah,
He
I
was
love
talking
that.
and his shirt just happened to be like, I don't know.
There's the audio guys like, I'm gonna make your thing sound amazing. I'm gonna add the audio effects here. You know, it's gonna really add the depth. It's like, yeah, but the guys were looking for this mental conversation with Chihiro. It's stupid.
And it's worth noting that we also get I don't know. Let me figure out the third or fourth awakening of Rukia.
I
she
think
shows
at the
up.
moment you said
Unbreakable.
the fourth.
Like, what the fuck?
She can
The
literally never
woman
die.
is a beast.
But Sam, who is unable to come back? Would you like to start the list?
Well, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Komamoru at number one?
Well,
like,
I did say that his Bankai was getting
Yeah,
fucked
you did
up.
bring up
yeah.
a funny point. Yamamoto's
He's just like, I'm up, boys. Oh,
Everyone.
someone's hurting me.
Every time Kenny beats the shit out of
the
him.
most egregious one is Yamamoto's lieutenant. Like,
He was the first.
he was
Yeah.
the first person to walk in and get slashed.
I know what he did. He's like, Yamamoto Sensei did the fucking barrier thing and turned his mind off. I'm gonna do that too.
He better be doing
But
some
I'm just sleeping.
next level fucking play. Like, it
Yeah.
must be like, we better get to the next few episodes, and it's like, oh, I was secretly sent out to go do this. And it's like, oh, cool. Yeah, I love that.
No.
He's not a meme
Otherwise,
after all.
Unohana's doing a horrible fucking job at healing
yeah.
him.
They're
Well,
totally
she doesn't
doing that.
have her Zanpakuto,
Like,
so you
what
know.
the fuck?
He's just gonna wake up in the middle of that field up on top of the hill, and he's like, "Oh, where the fuck is everyone?"
Yeah.
Hello.
It's ridiculous. It's
And when he
super
wakes
ridiculous.
up, all of a sudden his Bankai is stolen, and there's an arrow through his chest, and you're like, "Oh, because he's done nothing since."
Yep.
Yep.
And also, they just left Renji somewhere, by the way. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like
he
he
just
got
got tossed
affected by
around somewhere.
Mayuri's poison, and then we don't see him again. Like,
Oh yeah.
Maybe he got injected by Miuri.
I don't know, but fucking Rukia was right underneath him.
Yeah,
and
Sakaji's
Rukia's there.
socks goes through and just fucking.
That part was so fucking funny because it was me and you were like, oh, look at him. He's on top of his bay.
Yeah.
It's just like,
He's like,
what-
I'll protect you. Oh, no. I'm
none
just
of it makes any sense.
Dead
it's
weight.
all bullshit.
None of it. It's just in like fucking Tetsuzaimon. Like, where's he?
Poor guy. No,
He was
we,
the last
he,
to
he
hold.
was with Rangiku and Momo. Remember,
Isane.
we're like, oh, what
Yeah.
the fuck? He's carrying Isane, and then they're all running them Momo down first.
But
Oh,
like, if Rukia's up, is what I'm saying. They got down first.
She is unstoppable.
remember, she's doing this for Byakuya. She just wants to know
I don't
where
give
her
a
big
fuck. Where's
brother's at.
Renji? Renji
You know
likes Byakuya just as much.
I know what happened. They saw the fight,
Yep.
and she died. And they're like, she didn't die
She
though.
did not get back up though until she was healed.
She
So-
crawled. Oh, good point.
Yeah, Hanataro did
So
it.
where is everybody else? That's what I'm
Where
saying.
is Hanataro?
Yeah, that's a good point.
He has been mysteriously absent the
I miss
whole
him.
fucking.
He's the
like,
one
arc.
orchestrating this whole thing.
He best be. We best go to the real world, and he best be at a fucking like store
Convenience
hanging
store?
out. Like, I
It's
don't
like,
know,
oh yeah, I started my own business. It's
Yeah.
really great. You know, Hanatro's cakes.
because my boy's AFK.
Yes.
I don't know where he at.
Oh, but we brought it to her town, so
Yeah.
he'll be there.
And like, where is fucking 69 guy? Like, I can't.
Oh,
remember
wait,
his
he
name.
passed out in the forest.
oh, by the way, we totally forgot Kazeshina gets killed by Ichigo.
Yeah, who cares,
Yeah.
dude?
Hey,
Fuck
But
it.
no,
No.
we have
Remember,
Izuru's
he's like,
killed
oh,
by-
sorry, Shuei. I'm like, does he know?
None of it
Shuei?
even matters anymore.
Oh, okay, good point.
Fucking Linkin Park. None of it even matters.
Dude, that one scene though. Once we finished that episode, Ichigo was holding a full ass butcher knife, and then immediately was like, "Oh, I'm Bankai though."
Up
was
at
just
top.
yeah, up on top, just
Oh
more
yeah,
planning.
for the recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did actually fall asleep during those episodes.
Yeah, I know.
I kept waking up. I was like, "Where are we at?" And it seems like nothing had happened.
None of it. Like, they just
think you
decided
missed
to
that whole
throw
episode,
all
right?
of the consistency out the window. It just.
But we got like once we got to the fillers, they kind of went back into like a solid story arc and like cool. And then halfway through, Sam started realizing it's the Soul Society dick somebody again,
Yup.
and here we go. And what did we end on?
Where fucking Koga gets released from his stupid ass coffin. Muramasa's like, oh, Koga, finally.
I did this for you, buddy.
And then, surprise, surprise, Koga stabs the fuck out of Muramasa. So.
Yeah, but we saw the recap at the end, so that we know he's all right.
But he's stupid ass strong. He
Yeah.
pushed back Ichigo and Rukia, and you know how Rukia gets back every time. She should have been
This
back
is the fifth
there.
time now.
But I mean, how strong does it really make him? Because fucking Byakuya did that to almost everybody in the area.
Yep.
So, or not Byakuya, Kenpachi.
Yeah, do you like how Kenpachi immediately in the very beginning just rips off his eye patch like as if it was a thing? Noitora, oh, you shouldn't have ripped that off. You shouldn't have done that. But as soon as he sees Byakuya ready to fight, he's like, I'm ripping this bitch off. Just nuke
He
the
knows.
area.
He knows.
And then for the rest of the show, he has the eye patch back on.
Yeah.
And he can still do that. Kaboosh.
maybe
He's Shazam.
maybe it's just not on the grand level that it was.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I'm just telling you that for the first half of the arc, they had like fucking Kevin Feige at the helms, okay? And then for whatever part we're at now, they kicked out Kevin Feige.
They got the guy that did.
They brought out a fucking bum. And they're
No,
like,
they got the
"Here
guy
you
that
go."
did fucking Justice League.
Yeah, Zack
That's
Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
Jack Schneider. Okay.
Yeah.
Or Joss
I
Whedon
mean, the
finished it.
consistency in Justice League wasn't bad. They just brought some random fucking guy who has no idea what they're doing. It's all over the place. Am I still enjoying it? A little bit. But it's
I mean, it's a little hard. I mean, we play Brave Souls throughout half of that.
it's falling into the fucking Soul Society wrong somebody. It's going to go through this whole thing where you kind of feel bad for the main bad guy because he got fucked. And then they're going to be like, oh, but we have to put you down because you're a bad guy. Sorry.
And Yamamoto's like, it was kind of also my fault.
Yep.
He doesn't feel
but,
responsible, though, so,
Ichigo, if you want to clean this up.
If
Yeah.
this guy fucking commits Sudoku as well, I'm over it. So I just can't even fucking deal with that again.
And we thought, I was curious because when me and Sam got it spoiled for him, I thought we were going to get the green-haired guy from the next thing. And I was like, oh, we're going to get like a
Well,
split.
this guy is purple haired, so
He's black with like a
does he
purple.
get the green at some point?
I don't think that's
Maybe.
the same guy.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
They
I
fuse.
I think they're two different
Oh, no,
people.
they did say it was after the Fullbring arc. We get the green guy.
Yeah, so I was starting to think like, oh, we get after Fullbring arc, so this isn't going to be even finished.
Yep.
And we're gonna have we did like the math, and unless they have other fillers that happen, this is a 40 filler arc.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, dude, they're gonna have like a whole fucking series on just Koga.
That's why I'm saying I think we're fucking halfway, man.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
halfway, and
But, like, where does it go from here? Like, because... So now all the Zanpakuto are done working for Muramasa. Straight
Yeah,
up.
they're all
Because
just homies. They're all
Muramasa's
hanging out.
betrayed all of them. But then, like, it's just Koga and Muramasa.
so
like,
Koga kills Muramasa, but then he doesn't because we saw the fucking the
preview.
previews, and he's just kind of master. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, that's about what I got. Yamamoto shows up, and then he's like, I have to kill you, and then he's like, no. And Koga stops everyone.
and just like,
Koga's going to commit Sudoku.
But, like, you basically find out in the flashbacks, too, that Muramasa's power straight up is to control Zanpakutos. Not
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
like, oh, I just influence them and let them out. He
Yeah.
just straight up controls them. So it's like, what is from stopping him from just controlling everybody's Zanpakuto again? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I
And
wonder
then-
if the
then
whole...
he pulls out like the funky looking ones, and then
Oh,
just yeah, those guys.
Yeah, I think that was like an early on, like, Bonka, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know. I don't know 100%.
But I'm curious if because I pointed out when they first show Koga using Muramasa's power, which his cool release is Whisper. I like that a lot. I don't know why, but anyway, he does that. People start attacking each other. I asked, why can't they just drop the sword?
Because I think then the sword would still be, like, moving. you
yeah.
know?
Oh, you think it's just
So,
a
like,
floaty
I
boy?
think they were trying to hold the sword from stabbing them.
It looked like it was. They were holding it back.
Oh, you think
And then,
it's a
like, if
floaty
they
boy?
let it go, it would have gone, like,
Well, so
just,
that
like,
was
fucking-
the end. But at one point they're like attacking each other. Like I'm
Well, that
going
was
to
the
attack you. They're
rebellion.
like, why are you
Yeah.
attacking me? And
Yeah.
it's like just let go of the sword.
It could be that they were trying to stop it, you know?
Yeah.
I do think the floaty boy is the thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it just, it doesn't make it makes no sense. Makes no sense. It's gone off the rails completely. It could be put back on the rails, but I just like, how do you take on all of Soul Society with their Zanpakutos in familiar mode, I'm going to call it, in spirit
'cause-
mode?
yeah.
Which apparently means you get double.
Yes.
Yeah,
as
which
we learned
it's
with
pretty
Hitsugaya.
badass.
Mm-hmm.
How do you take that all on with two guys?
Yeah.
It's
No.
impossible. Absolutely impossible.
I don't get it. And I like how we had 2 Bleach Boys episodes regarding like how cool and amazing it was. And then as soon as we started this one, it was just like, has this all gone downhill?
It just I don't know what happened.
It's weird.
Kenpachi's explosion of power set off a thing that just destroyed the entire continuity.
That's
of
because
it.
it's not real.
And like I like Kenpachi.
Maybe it was a Ditto that found him.
This was
and
the
now
first time.
This was not a good showing for him.
Sam
Like,
said, "You fucking idiot, Kenpachi!" At one point, he got domed into a fucking brick
not
wall.
a good showing for him.
No, and the voice actor's not doing a good job either.
I don't like.
I
it
mean,
nearly
it
as
kinda
much.
I am Kenpachi. Like, what?
It sucks.
Yeah.
It was stupid. So
Okay, well, let's call it. Hopefully, the arc does a quick upturn,
A
after
180,
this, because holy shit. That's been Bleach Boys number 27. Once again, we finished on episode 250, so we'll be picking up from there if anybody wants to watch along. We're going to keep on chugging, hopefully eventually make it through this arc and get back to the actual canon shit. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe on the video. If you can make any sense, no spoileronies for us, okay? If you make any sense of what what happened in these, how many episodes? 6, 7? Like,
what was
think
more
we did
confusing,
7.
this or the episodes of Decadence you
like,
watched?
oh my, that's a good one. Listen, I finished Decadence. That started making sense at the end. So maybe this will sort
at
itself
the
out
end.
because I have no fucking idea. And then if you're listening, leave us a rate, leave us a review, leave us a thing. And we will see you guys next Friday for another episode. Thanks for watching.